Thank you very much. LaGuardia Community College, LaGuardia Redhawks coach Anthony Alfaro. You're starting it seems like a tradition here at LaGuardia. Every Thanksgiving you go and you volunteer at a food pantry, giving out food to the needy.
Yes. We go to, it's called the Catholic Worker St. Joseph House on 2nd Street and 1st Avenue in Manhattan. And I take the girls there every year, and we meet at 7 a.m. I give them some bagels, and then we go to the place and we prepare food for them to eat their Thanksgiving meal, and then we prepare breakfast for them, and we serve a couple of hundred people breakfast, homeless people.
Coach Alfaro took a different path from the 2 previous years in recruiting. Basketball skills were not the only requirement to play for this year's Lady Redhawks, as they look for both a student and an athlete.
You could just see that this year's group, it had a different mindset on that event, and I really believe that they really got a tremendous amount out of that event.
That's good. Is there recognition of what kind of people they are, basketball players, or is that what you've seen in them when you recruited them?
It's funny. Everybody recruits looks for different things. We all look for talent. Everybody looks for basketball talent. But I truly believe that basketball talent is not the only way to go. This year, I sat down with our administration here, Brian Goldstein, my athletic director, and we spoke about how the recruiting was going to be different. And I explained to him I was going to go after good character children, children that I felt that had a thought process of what was necessary for them to be better people, what the college event was going to, what the college experience was going to bring to them. And based on that, and their basketball skills, and the fact that they came from good families, and the fact that they gave, a thoughtful answer every time I spoke to them. I was looking for players that were going to bring, as you said, character, but were going to bring morals and character together.
An extra eye on the school aspect besides on the court?
Yes, we have study hall every day for 2 hours. And one of the coaches are at the study hall every day. We're constantly speaking to the girls about their projects, about their study habits, about their homework habits, about their reviewing habits. And we're listening to them. More this year, we're listening to when they have a problem, what they believe their problem is. Instead of telling them what the problem is, we're listening to them, and we're using what they're saying to us as feedback to help them become better students. And we've gotten some good grades back so far. Some of the girls have gotten tremendous. I mean, they've reached heights that we've never reached before in our program. We have a 4.0 player. We have 2 players that are above a 3.7 so far, and with the grades that keep coming in. So thank God everything is turning out well.
That is impressive when you can keep your GPA up and be good at basketball.
Yes.
You have Kaylin Richburg and Sarah Edwards returning from last year, and there's Anable. Have you seen them grow as a mentor to the other players?
Yeah, these freshmen, they have their own personality. Some stronger leaders than others, and some may be quiet leaders, but they all have looked to the sophomores, for guidance. And it's not so much that the sophomores are purposely stepping up and guiding them. It's become a natural evolvement of them, the freshmen, looking for the sophomores to give them some leadership qualities. And the mix has been very good. It's been very good for us.
Nationally ranked this year for the first time.
Yes, sir. Three weeks in a row we've been nationally ranked. Yes, sir. It's been.
You are 8-2.
8-2, sir. Yes.
So how high are you ranked?
We were 11th. We're in like the top 15. We're in the top 15. Yeah, in the country.
In the country.
Yes, sir. In the country.
And you seem to just brush it off a little bit. Is that something that doesn't impress you, or is it just early in the season?
Well, the rankings, they're great because it's recognition by people across the country, and the the governing body of our program, the NJCAA. And that's all great, but the rankings at the end of the day don't really mean anything to our success at the end of the year. We have to every day get better, and we cannot be only looked at by what the paper is saying about us. We have to look at each other and say how tomorrow is going to be better for us, how we're going to improve, how we're going to work a little bit harder and correct some of our faults. So yeah, we're enjoying all that, but it doesn't mean much after the first thank you. After that first thank you, it's still tomorrow. We have to go back to work, and we have to continue on a path to get better every day as people, students, and athletes. That first third of the season success, you cannot take it into the next game and say, all right, guys, we have this record, we're going to beat you. It doesn't happen that way. We still have to perform and excel.
Do you feel like there's going to be added pressure if you do make it that far to the championship, to CUNY playoffs, and your record is high and you are ranked nationally? You think there's more pressure towards the school, the team, and the players?
There will be, but I believe that it's our goal as coaches to keep the pressure away from the girls. We make them understand that every day somebody's out to get you in basketball when you're getting all this acclaims, all this, wonderful praises. So every team that you play knows this, and they're out to get you. So they're going to be a little bit better. They're going to work a little bit harder. Their practices up until your game is going to be better, and they're going to be playing and practicing to play you. And you have to be on your game every day. And I explain to the players every day, and the other coaches explain every day, that we have to be at our best on a regular basis. So on a day-to-day basis, we let the ladies know that they need to not think about the other team coming in. They need to worry about themselves doing what they have to do and what they have worked hard at, skill level and thought process. And every day they need to come in and do that. And that's not that hard to do if you're doing it every day. It's just a consistency. But what becomes hard is your thought process. So the actual activity is not that hard. It's the thought process. So if they remain focused on the fact that they need to do one thing better every day, then that pressure really doesn't come, because the pressure's taken off of them. And so there would be pressure, and you'd feel it in the stands and in the games, and you'd feel it for the other team. They're not as welcoming to see you anymore because they want to beat your brains in. But at the end of the day, the girls can't focus on that. They need to focus on themselves. And that's what we try to do as a coaching staff.
What does the basketball team do for LaGuardia? How does it benefit?
When I came in here, my goal was to make the community of LaGuardia Community College, the inner community first, interested in us, that we would bring some sense of pride to them. I think so far we're having a success. It's going to become bigger and bigger. We're getting nice crowds at the games, and then I want the Lady Red Hawks always to know that they represent the college on a day-to-day basis, and every day they need to be better people out in the community. When they're out in the stores buying something, when they're wearing their LaGuardia gear, they need to be friendly and say hello, because that's going to bring them the success, and the light of the college is going to be brighter because of them. And that's what I hope that they bring.
Coach Anthony Alfaro speaks about his daughter's influence in his decision to become a coach, his transition from his love for baseball to the game of basketball.
So as a high school baseball player, that was really my sport of choice. When I had children, my children began to play sports. My oldest son and then my daughter, my middle child, she's the one that got me attracted to the girls and the women's game. The girls, even at the young age, always want to know why and what is going to be the end result if I do it the right way. Right? They're 10 years old. We didn't win a game. Basketball, softball, we didn't win a game. 11 years old, they decide that on their own, nothing to do with me, they decided that they were tired of losing. And then at that point in time, they were going to listen to everything that I said, unbeknownst to me. I didn't know this was happening. And every practice that we had, became a totally different experience. They really wanted to learn. They were really engaged. And from 5th grade into 8th grade, 4 years of playing in softball and basketball, I believe combined, we may have lost 12 games in 4 years out of all that baseball, basketball, and softball. And at that point in time, I realized that I had an attraction to coaching girls. I realized that they really bought in and believed when you make them buy in and believe. And once they buy in and believe, they will follow you to the end until you lead them the wrong way, and then they'll realize and stop. But as long as you're leading them in the right direction, they'll follow. And I have some traits that we're trying to refine into being a better coach every day. I know that I'm not the best coach right now, but I know that combining all my skills and using my father, and my parenting and my father's skills, I know that is what helps these girls and these young ladies become better athletes and better people and better students.
It's funny you mentioned that you're not the best coach yet, but you coach here for 3 years. How have you become better?
Every year, it's been a learning experience, and I take every day and I say to myself, what did I do good and what did I do bad? You know, on my drive home from leaving here, I always think about what I could have done better for the day and what I think I did pretty well to help the girls advance. And then I take that into tomorrow and I make some mental notes and I make some voice notes and I take that on, and the next day I began to use that into the next and the next. And I'm always open to listen.
You grew up in Astoria, correct?
In Astoria, yes, sir.
And you went to high school?
I went to Monte Cristi High School, which turned to St. John's Prep my last year, and I went to St. John's. So I actually went to 3 Catholic schools. I went to St. Joseph's Grammar School, Monte Cristi High School, and St. John's University.
Thank you very much, Coach Anthony Alfaro.
Thank you, sir.